Like the video.
Should I tell him or should you tell him?
So I'm black. Which I didn't think was that big of a deal, but I guess it didn't really occur to me that I had built this audience of thousands of people, and I don't really spend a lot of time talking about my race, because why would I? But I couldn't help but notice something that's been happening in the past couple of days that I've become privy to, okay? So the most popular video on my channel is this almost 4-hour long mega cut of all the Kendrick and Drake episodes that I made put together. And what I've noticed is when new people discover the channel, and this is something that I do too, typically you want to see what the creator's most popular videos are. So people that find my channel because of the Andrew Scholes video, or because of the Nicki Minaj Bigfoot video, or the Pusha T Drake video, whatever reason that people find my channel, they naturally gravitate towards the most popular one. And because that video begins with 30 minutes of me talking about how I think Push Ups is a good song and Drake is a good artist, a lot of people will comment early on. They're upset that I like Drake at the time, whatever, I don't care about that. But other people use it as an opportunity when they hear something throughout the episode that sounds misinformed or misguided. They attribute it to the fact that I'm white, which is weird. Because I'm black.
Derapy, Season 3 of Derapy.
Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this isn't even the episode I plan on making today, but I want to do like 3 things.
1.
First, I want to talk about why this is even happening, why I'm even talking about this, because I don't like when people complain about things, but they aren't even actually real problems. They're just like, people are saying, but like people aren't actually saying it. So I want to point out a couple examples of people calling me white. Just so you know that it's a real thing that's actually happening.
2.
Unfortunately, we have to get a little bit serious, and I have to explain why it's kind of a problem. Not for me personally, I'm pretty much over it, but I do have to explain why it's pretty stupid, and if I'm being completely honest, kind of racist, but I won't spend too much time on that because that's not that much fun.
3.
To kind of tease the episode that you are now listening to, I posted this picture of myself, and the comments are exactly what you'd expect, but also pretty funny and light, so that feels like a nice way to end. The first example I have of somebody just assuming that I'm not black is probably my favorite one. So if you go to the How Kendrick Son the Boy video on my YouTube channel, and you look at the pinned comment, in the replies to that comment, somebody says, "I would love to know what your thought process was with your choice to use the N-word." And I replied to them, "I'm black, so I figured I'd let myself slide." Some people are under the impression that because I talk a lot about rap music, and I typically don't use the N-word, that I am not black. And because I am currently saying, quote unquote, the N-word, instead of just saying it, people still assume that I am not black. Just because I don't use the N-word all the time doesn't mean I'm not black. When I talk to my black friends and hang out with them, the word is definitely used. But this is what I want you all to understand, since you're here and you're probably curious about it. I went to school for journalism. I know I've said this before, but when you spend 4 years in college writing and researching and doing scripts and creating graphics and like playing an anchor or reporter on television, when am I going to use the N-word? Like, I've just learned how to articulate myself in a way that generally doesn't require profanity at all. So just because I start a podcast or a YouTube channel doesn't mean I'm going to start talking to y'all like I talk to my friends. It doesn't make any sense. Also, I just generally think outside of the use of the N-word, if you just can't make your point without swearing in general, like how smart are you really? But that's besides the point. Some of my favorite interactions online are where somebody starts an argument with me based on the presumption that I'm white, and when I reveal to them that I'm black, they just completely quit the conversation. It's pretty satisfying. In the comment section of my Eminem vs. MGK video, somebody said, "You clearly don't know much about hip hop. The Big Three doesn't include Eminem because it's about the big 3 rappers who came out in the 2010s and are still running the game today." I reply with, "I feel like you could have made your point without the first sentence." They reply, First sentence had to be said. There's a lot of comments where you expose yourself for being a casual, which is fine, but it's annoying when someone comes into my culture and is loud and wrong. I need everybody to chill on this whole like my culture thing. I understand what you mean. I respect it. I truly get it. But you find some random dude on the internet that made a video about two white guys rap battle, and you're like, you're loud and wrong about my culture. It just sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy. And I respond by saying, my culture, quote unquote, is crazy, but okay, LOL. That's how I respond to most comments that aren't really harmful, but are just kind of like dumb and not well thought out. It's usually just okay, LOL. And then this is where they think they really got me. They said, hip hop is black culture, cry about it. To which I reply, I'm black, you dork. That was 2 weeks ago. They never replied. So I just wanted to give you another example of another video where somebody is just assuming that I'm white while talking about two white dudes and are upset because I'm just talking about hip hop at all, with the presumption that I'm white. And it's just weird because even if I was white, like I would still be allowed to talk about Eminem versus MGK. Like, what are we doing here? The assumption that I'm literally a different race solely based off of how I sound certainly used to bother me a lot more when I was younger because there were like real world consequences. I grew up in the South, so naturally, not all white people liked me solely because I'm black. So imagine how it must feel to simultaneously be ousted by the black kids because I don't sound like them either. And my parents grew up in Massachusetts and New York, and they moved down south with me within a year of me being born. That's probably why I have like such a vague, ambiguous accent. But I also fell in love with sports commentary and journalism, like as a small person. I don't know why I didn't just say when I was young. But I've always tried to emulate the guys I would see on TV talking about sports. Stuart Scott, John Madden, Stephen A. Smith. And then, of course, that led to the degree in journalism and the podcast. So if you didn't know before, now you know. I'm black. My brother and sister are black. Both my parents are black. Both of my grandparents are black. I'm from a black family, okay? And assuming that because, like, I speak well, I'm white is kind of racist. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't make you a racist, but it's like a pretty racist idea. African Americans had less access to educational material throughout most of the 20th century, so we should probably embrace black people that are educated. If anything, we should be celebrating it, or people that just sound different from us in general. And I think the best thing that you can do in a situation where you're online and you hear somebody using the N-word, maybe just assume that they're black, or maybe even just ask. Or if you're just listening to somebody talk about hip hop in general, I wouldn't just assume that because they say something you disagree with, they probably don't look like you. It's just a weird thing to do. But anyways, I'm off my soapbox. This is a show that's generally just about having fun. So let's get back to that. I just wanted this video to exist mainly so I could reply with a link to this video in future comments. But related, today I posted a completely normal picture of myself in a community post, and I want to read some of your comments because they're funny. So I posted this picture of myself. It's just me taking like a bathroom selfie. I'm wearing this black hoodie with like a bunch of very small like pink pigs on it. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you saw the post, I promise it looks cooler than I'm making it sound. I'm not smiling. I'm just looking directly into the camera. Like it's just a completely normal picture of myself. Like I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? I pin a comment where I say, I know. He's black. One of the top comments is, no, you were always an enigma. I always envisioned a skinnier Cookie from Ned's Declassified, broken glasses and all. How could you shatter that image on a random Tuesday morning? Yeah, I used to get a lot of comparisons to Cookie from Ned's Declassified. If you know, you know. I used to love that show growing up, by the way. And I used to kind of identify as Cookie if he wasn't like an absolute weirdo. Like that dude was a freak on that show. Someone else commented saying, love the clear skin, brother. That's nice. I appreciate that. I try to moisturize every day. Nothing crazy. Like I just like put lotion on like my face and stuff. Actually, you would be surprised like how many black people are walking around and like they don't like put lotion on their arms and their face and their legs every day. Like that seems like such an obvious thing to do, but then you go outside and you see motherfuckers just looking like dry. Somebody said I would have to pay to have eyebrows as good as that. Now that's funny because I don't do anything with my eyebrows, you know. That's just a blessing. It's just genetic, I guess. A few people are just simply calling me handsome and complimenting this hoodie. And it's so funny because this hoodie is Shane Dawson merch that my wife bought for herself before he got canceled for some wild stuff. So I'm literally wearing like like old YouTuber merch from like an openly gay man. And everybody's like, bro, the drip is crazy. And I love that. I think that's super cool that like I have a community full of people that are like really into hip hop, and I'm wearing like a pretty like there's pink pigs on the fit, and people are like, nah, the drip is crazy. I fuck with it. This is probably one of my favorites right here. I've never seen your live streams, but I never once thought you weren't black. But I gotta be honest, I was expecting some Steve Urkel skinny dude with glasses and the I only date out of my race haircut, no lineup. I was not expecting an intellectual running back who looks like he used to and still could give you 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. That's the type of like oddly specific comment that I really appreciate online. Moments like this, I'm just grateful to have a community at all. But yeah, I've been doing hella push-ups lately. I'm not gonna lie. Let me put y'all on some game. If you're like the type of person that hates exercising, this is like the best way to do it because I hate exercising. I don't lift weights. It's super lame. I try to walk like a mile a day, and I'm kind of obsessed with College Football 25 right now. So every time I finish playing a game, I'll usually knock out like 5 to 10 push-ups. In the morning, I'll do like 10 to 15 push-ups. At night, I do 10 to 15 push-ups. And every time my Apple Watch tells me to stand up, I do 10 push-ups and like 15 jumping jacks. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been doing it for like 2 months now, and I feel awesome. Literally walking, like going for a walk, listening to an album, doing push-ups, doing jumping jacks, and I just like stretch each morning and each night. And that's it. And I feel good. And some people seem to think that like I look healthy, and that's pretty cool, you know? Somebody commented, do you get a lot of people assuming you are white? I could see how that might be awkward or frustrating. Love your content. It's a little more awkward than it is frustrating because if you don't know by now, I just assume that you're new to the channel, and whatever, man, that's like your problem to deal with. But also now I have something that I can link you, you know? Someone else said that I look extra tall today, which is hilarious if you know me in real life. Somebody else commented, come on, we got to get a quick pic for your first day back to school. I'm not smiling in the picture because I didn't think it was necessary. Somebody just commented, hi, how are you? You know, like a SpongeBob reference. I appreciate that. Oh, another comment here. You're black. Your voice doesn't match for real, but nice drip though. My voice doesn't match. Like my body and my face don't look like they match my voice. How do people determine that? Where does that come from? You know, what does black even sound like? That's the real question. Was literally about to end this recording, and then I just refreshed these comments, and this person says, I swear to God, I thought you was white. You, my friend, are why this episode exists. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that really quick. This is, again, not the episode I plan on putting out today. If you're going around online, if you're discovering new content, if you hear somebody that is saying the N-word or doesn't sound black or doesn't sound white or doesn't sound however you think they should sound, maybe just ask or maybe just don't assume at all. But I would say, I think it's fair to assume, and I'm not saying my platform is large at all, but I think it would be kind of hard to build a community of people if I was a white person that was just like super comfortably using the N-word. So it does kind of surprise me, like people's lack of like processing in thought when it comes to coming to the conclusion like this white dude's just saying the N-word. But yeah, I'm gonna go work on something else. Thanks for listening to me yap about this like one very specific kind of personal, not that big of a deal thing, and expect a lot more content coming soon. Love you, mean it. And here's a rap I made 3 years ago.
$400 in my bank account. Buddy, I'm not bothered if you don't think it's a great amount. I've been working like a dog, so I'ma make each dollar count. Now we'll stay locked in this room like it's hooky, I'm calling out.
Who's he calling out?
I'm the greatest, I don't care, it's all relative. Hit me on the snap, call me bro, we not relatives. Ops got these bars that got me snoozing, it's a sedative. And if you sleeping on me like you buy, then we'll buy then. Over your head like it's Delta, not the variant. I'm a king, where's my chariot? And who carries it?
Why does my back hurt, man? I'm 25.
I'm getting older, getting tight, my hand to God is do or die. There's not a chance, I'm too alive, I'm Willow Smith, I caught a vibe. You jaded, I'm like Jade, man, I love my dad.
I'm not that guy.
Struggle with the suit and tie, but I'm on a different grind. Got the same genes, but we grew up different, you and I. My potential is a ton, I'm the chosen, you a bum. You got heat, I am the sun. You the joke, I got the punch line. Doing this one night like tomorrow is my deadline. If this was a true fight, my victory's the headline. I'm shining like a headlight, you brain dead and got headlights. I'm head and shoulders above you, no need to boost my head size. Don't look back, you read right. Not everything I said's nice. It's season 3 of Derapy, so get your fucking head right.
Rate me 5 stars.
But I'm back on my bullshit. I be in my bag like I opened up the toolkit. You were just a student. I am rap game Yoda, cooler than a soda. I am making art here. You play with Crayola.